Healing my inner child saved my life. I had a period of time before healing the inner child, and of course I'm still healing because it is a lifelong journey. But before I even understood or even tried to start healing it, I was not happy. I did not like myself. I needed validation from other people to bring me a temporary sense of feeling good enough, temporary sense of satisfaction, like, okay, maybe I can be good enough if that person says I am, if I get this person's validation, if I make people laugh, even if I make fun of myself, if I just make other people laugh, then that's like a form of validation and make me feel better about myself. Even in high school, there's a period of time where I had this business that I started, and it was an online business, and I did get a couple clients, and it was okay, but it wasn't what I actually wanted to do with my life. I was doing it because I thought I needed to become financially independent at the age of 17, and because I also felt like if I made enough money right now, that was like a way of like feeling validated that I'm good enough. Like some level of like success. And what I didn't realize before trying to heal my inner child, what I didn't realize is that all of this shit that I'm talking about of like not feeling satisfied in life, it was because something happened to me growing up at some point in childhood, whether it's something I learned in childhood, whether I'm at the age of 5 or at the age of 15. You know, there's something that I learned many things I learned along that journey that jaded me as a person. And healing the inner child was the experience of becoming unjaded, going back to that pureness, because children are pure. My original self, before getting jaded by anything, felt like I was good enough. Like, children don't just like come out of the womb like I'm not good enough. Something happens that makes them feel that way. Children don't come out of the womb wanting to hurt other people. Something happens that made them do that. You know, I think anything about us that is unhealed, the pureness of a child is already healed. That's pure. Children are happy. Children play with sticks. They don't need to scroll on their phone to get a sense of like satisfaction. Like, children can be satisfied with nothing. Children can go run around here and just play and be happy. But what do we need? We need constant stimulation. We need TV. We need to smoke weed. We need to drink. We need to do a lot of different things just to like satiate. But children don't need to do that, because that's that pureness. I would consider the need to like watch a show or like the need to do all these things to get stimulated to be happy. I would consider that being jaded in a certain way. We all have this in some form. Call it trauma. But whatever it is, it's losing that pureness of being a child. And what I want to say is that the inner child is actually the inner human. We don't have to use this word child because sometimes it becomes like, oh, well, now I'm an adult, so I'm not supposed to be childlike. No. You're supposed to be pure, right? We don't need to go back to like, to kindergarten and not know the alphabet, okay? We can still have our wisdom and experiences that we've gained through life, but come back to that pureness so we can no longer be jaded and have these things like affect our lives and make us less happy. Because that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't happy. Like, healing my inner child was a journey of becoming more happy and increasing my well-being, you know? Being satisfied with less, not having to be on my phone for 7 hours a day and still be satisfied, not needing constant stimulation for my brain. I can just sit there and just be in the silence of my own thoughts. You know, I didn't used to be able to do that. I didn't used to be able to just sit there in the silence of my own thoughts. So, you know, Sorry, I'm just looking at what I wrote down here. My handwriting is poopy sometimes. So like some of the impurities, I don't like that word. I don't like that word impurity. Just some of the parts of me that lost its like child innocence, I would say, is like feeling like I need to like flex or do something to make someone give me validation to feel better, you know. Feeling, I literally can't read what I wrote, but you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that I had to do, okay? But healing the inner child was unlearning that stuff. What did my child self learn? When I was really young, I've talked about this in many videos, I'll say it again. You can barely see the eczema that I have, but when I was little, because it's mostly gone away, but when I was little, it was covering like my whole body and it was gross, and I would be bleeding and scratching, and all the kids my age thought it was gross, and I felt outcasted because I didn't get that validation, right? So then I learned I'm not good enough and I need to do something to get the validation of other people. That's becoming jaded. My pure, innocent child self that felt good enough learned that he's not good enough. So healing my inner child was learning that I'm good enough. Also, in a big one that everyone has to deal with is like running around and having fun playing and to go climb a tree and whatever. Like, I think climbing is not a childish thing. Climbing is a human thing. Children are just still pure enough to climb without feeling like they're being weird. Humans should be climbing trees, my opinion, because it's natural, you know? But we don't, because we think, oh, people are going to think I'm weird. But we don't have to be like that. Children have that sort of purity. So it's unlearning that stuff and coming back to that pure happy self, you know? So I would say one of the biggest things that's helped me do that is letting go of judgment, whether that's my own judgment of myself or caring about the judgment of others, letting go of that self and saying, you know what, it's more important to me to allow myself to be pure, to allow myself to have that innocence, that I'm child spirit, but it's not child spirit, it's the true human spirit. Allowing myself to have that natural spirit without stifling myself by my own judgments, by the judgments of others, no longer letting that stifle me and just allowing myself to be. You know what I do a lot? Outside going for a walk around my neighborhood, I take my shirt off because I like to feel the sun on my body. That is my natural desire. That's something that I just naturally like doing. It feels good for me. But for a long time, I was worried to do that because people were going to think that's weird. But guess what? It heals me so much because I didn't come to this planet to stifle myself because I'm afraid that someone's going to think I'm weird. This just feels natural. This feels good. So I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. And that act of me taking that shirt off is so freeing. Because before that, I feel, oh, should I do it? Should I do it? When I do, after doing it, it's like, that's right. That's right. I don't care. That's right. I'm doing what I truly want to do in this life. It kind of feels like when there's like really cold water and you're like slowly getting in, should I do it? But as soon as you just dive in, it's like, that felt amazing. You know? And this has really boosted my confidence too, because part of like not feeling good enough, I didn't feel confident in myself. But once I just allowed myself to say what I want to say to people, to not be like, oh, well, I don't want to say that because they may think this of me and they may not stifle myself anymore. Just let the words come. Allow myself to do what I want to do and to say what I want to say just naturally. Okay, and if I feel like I want to say something mean, I'm not saying I'm going to let myself say it. Okay, I also want to be kind, you know. But just in general, things like taking my shirt off and stuff, like that act of doing it boosts my confidence. It's like I needed to do it first to then gain the confidence. I've gotten so much better with being able to walk up to a random stranger and say hi and talk to them and make a friend. You know? And doing that, I didn't feel confident to do it at first, but it wasn't until after walking up and saying, hey, that's when I gained the confidence, you know? Before, I didn't have the confidence because it was, oh no, it would be awkward. What if they think I'm weird? Blah, 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 blah. The confidence was gained after doing it. Part of this journey of healing my inner child isn't just realizing what happened to me as a child, because sometimes we may forget, honestly. It's not just realizing what happened. It's actually taking the action to let go of the stuff, to let go of the jaded self. The jaded self was so afraid of being judged. So I'm going to do the things that I truly want to do regardless of being judged. You know? So I think that's the main thing that I had to say today. I love you guys. The sun's kind of going down, so sorry if this video was a little bit dark. But your inner child is your inner human. That's the real you. It's the childish version of yourself that you need to be an adult now. You can still have the wisdom that you've gained. You can still have the experiences and everything you've learned in life, but we can come back to that sense of just pureness, the real you, you know? Let it be there. Doesn't matter what other people think, because well, are we really gonna just live our whole lives just stifling ourselves because we are worried about what people think? Like, no. And plus, the whole reason that we want people to like us is because we think that'll make us feel better. But what we don't realize is you can just feel better by allowing yourself to just be and just do what you truly want to do. You don't need their validation to make you feel better. You can just be you and accept yourself. That's how you truly feel better. Getting validation from people is just like quick little hits of feeling better about ourselves, but it just goes away. It doesn't last. The real lasting way to feel better about ourselves is to accept ourselves in our fullness. That's been my experience of healing my inner child. And these videos are healing for me too, because it's sort of just like all my thoughts together just put into this video, and like this is healing me. So that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, I hope it helps people, but this is also just really helping me. So anyways, I love you, and I hope you have a great day, and heal your inner child, because it's so amazing. And remember, it's a lifelong journey. Be patient, you know? But it's changed my life. So I love you. Please like and subscribe, and comment down below. Help me out in the algorithms, and thank you.